Good morning. Welcome to Against the Public for March 12th. Hope everyone had a profitable Tuesday. Right now, it looks like we are going to cash, or we already did cash in on our free winner with the Brooklyn Nets. We're looking to sweep in the NHL. That might not that might not happen, but we're still going to have a profit in the NHL. And our college basketball 3-pack has already cashed out. So let's do the same and a little bit better on Wednesday. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining me. Before we get into it, I also want to talk about it. I'm very conscious. I want the show and the video and the audio to be as good as possible. So if you notice tonight, I've changed a little bit to a different audio form. Now, I do have a microphone that I just can't seem to get. It doesn't sound right. So let me know how this sounds. If this is better or looks strange or whatever, I'll change it and I'll go down to whatever, and we'll get a proper microphone tomorrow at some point. But let me know if this is okay. I want everybody to be able to hear me, and of course I want the quality of the show to be as good as it possibly can. So before we get to your free selection, let's take a look at what I'm looking at so far on Wednesday's All Access card. And as noted yesterday, college basketball gets us started early with Richmond and Davidson at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. Good for you. You finally get morning basketball. 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. That's a first round A-10 tournament matchup. And we're going to have 6 games on the schedule tomorrow, which means that we're going to load up on a 5-pack in college basketball. So if you cashed with my 3-pack yesterday, I expect to see each and every one of you back again today. College basketball totals on a documented 81-51 run, 61% winners, 2,485 units of profit. And we'll definitely look to add to that tomorrow. The last 90 days overall has produced 56% winners, 2,386 units of profit, 55% winners in college hoops this entire season, plus 2,757 units of profit. Let's jump on over to Major League Baseball. There will be an 11-game exhibition card tomorrow, starting with Tampa Bay and Detroit. Ryan Pepio will get the ball against Casey Mize for the Tigers. We'll have 3 games on our all-access Major League Baseball exhibition card. The NBA features 9 games, a real good matchup between Oklahoma City and the Boston Celtics. That's the highlight of the schedule, obviously. NBA totals for us guys are on a 49-26 run, 65% winners, 2,011 units won. The last 7 days has produced 57% winners. We're going to add to that with 3 strong plays on Wednesday. And finally, the NHL has a short 4-game schedule, starting with the Buffalo Sabres taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Sabres off of that impressive win against the Edmonton Oilers. That puck will drop at 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific. I'm looking at 3 games in hopes of having another winning night on the NHL. Maybe maybe 4 games, but I think probably 3 games is going to be the safer option. So that's going to do it for our Wednesday preview. Looks like all access customers will have 15 games on your card tomorrow that you can choose from. You can play them all or play the sport of your choice. Plenty of reasons to become an all-access customer right now if you haven't been. And, of course, we have a 7-day pass, a 30-day pass, a 3-day pass. So choose what's best for you. But I always try to encourage you to get on that annual all-access pass that gives you every play that I release from now to this time next year for just $4.11 a day. So that will take you all the way through the Major League Baseball season, NFL season, college football, pick you up at this point right now and set you right back down in 2026. And of course, all plays, all records, documented daily at pickdawgz.com. So we're going to go back to college basketball for our free selection on Wednesday. We're looking at rotation number 647 and 648 between the Virginia Cavaliers and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Georgia Tech, a 1.5-point favorite with a total of 130.5. That number has been bumped up. It opened up at -1. We saw professional money come in and bump that up to 1.5. The total has not moved, but we are looking at 61% of the early money on the over. Virginia, 15 and 16 straight up this year, 13 and 18 against the spread, 19, 11 and 1 to the over. The Cavs have lost 4 of 6 games after dropping that 14-point decision to the Syracuse Orangemen. Or I guess it's just Orange now, right? Yeah, old habits die hard, I guess. They were a 1-point dog in that game. They failed to cover 5 of their last 6 games. And we think of Virginia as an under team, but in fact, they haven't been all season. And of late, they're on a massive 15-4-1 over streak. Georgia Tech, 16 and 15 straight up, 14 and 17 ATS, 18 and 13 to the under. Wake Forest just broke Georgia Tech's 3-game win streak. The Jackets still have won 7 of 10 overall and have covered 8 of their last 12. And this has been a disappointing season for sure for Virginia. They've suffered their first losing season in Charlottesville since 2010, and that was Tony Bennett's first year as head coach in Virginia. So not a great season. And yeah, well, if you watch the game against Syracuse, there really was no intensity on either side, which is saying something because a home game at Syracuse, at least when I was growing up, was, man, it was, you didn't want to go into what was the Carrier Dome at the time. But just a lethargic effort by both teams. And if you told me that Virginia was going through the motions to kind of get the season over, I'd have a hard time arguing with you about that. They had a quality win at Wake Forest. We thought maybe that was going to catapult them in moving forward in a positive direction. That hasn't been the case. Just 1 and 2 since that win against Wake. They've scored less than 70 points in 4 of their last 6 games. Good news for Virginia and underbettors is Tech isn't a very good offensive rebounding team. They're not a very good team from 3, so they're not going to light you up quick. But we are starting to see a little bit of weakness from Virginia that I think Georgia Tech can take advantage, and that's why we've seen Virginia play a lot of zones, and they have had trouble against teams that are running ball screens, which Georgia Tech is going to do, which means Tech has a very real opportunity to own the paint in this game. It is an even matchup on paper, but if I'm Tony Bennett, I know that I must win the battle in the paint tomorrow or I'm going home. I think this turns this game into a slow tempo, very methodical offensive game. Your free play for Wednesday is Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech under 130.5. So go to pickdawgz.com right now. Every individual play, every long-term pass is locked and loaded, including my annual all-access pass for just $4.11 a day. I can't thank you enough for joining me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, let me know about the audio. I had no idea that didn't sound good because honestly, I don't go back and watch it. Once I send it, it's gone. But want to make sure, obviously, it's as good as it possibly can be. So, for Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Wednesday.